but whatever serves you best. And we're going to start with really some stillness and then some movement with our arms and head to begin. So like I said, standing or seated. I do a lot of sitting when I'm working. So for me, every time I can think of it, I do some standing practice. Even at the desk, sometimes a standing desk is important. They say that sitting is the new smoking, right? That we're sitting too much. And so anyway, so we'll see if we can bring some energy to the whole body and really fill it with light and goodness, really cultivate an attitude of kindness toward ourselves and compassion. And so we'll move that way. We'll cultivate this wonderful energy within to help us support, some of the losses and devastation and worldly events that are so challenging. So we're going to really use this practice as a balm for our hearts and minds, right? So let's start with our hands on our body somewhere. It could be your heart or your belly or your forehead or your lower back, but just placing your hands on your body kind of just intuitively to cultivate some knowing, right, of sensation, and also to give ourselves this message that we're moving in kindness and gentleness and generosity. So we'll just tune in a little to our own breathing, with our eyes open or our eyes closed. Sometimes it can be more helpful to have the gaze just gently fixed out on the horizon and let our awareness of seeing be really open and full and relaxed. Just offering yourself this moment of taking in what is in the body and in the mind. Good. And then with an inhale, let's just let our arms open wide with our hands open, with our fingers just soft. And as we exhale, let's bring hands into prayer position. Just simply, gently, kindly following your own breath. Exhaling the hands together. And inhaling the arms open. Good. Now let's bend the knees. So as we bring our hands into prayer, let's take a little bit of an imaginary seat. And then as we in-breath, we'll just open up again, and we could even look up a little bit. So we'll exhale and sit, and maybe we'll even look down a little bit. And then soft inhale, we'll open up the arms and lift the face. Take that again, exhaling, right? Feeling the feet and knees, right? Sensation all the way down the legs. Being with sensation kindly, peacefully. Good. And now come to standing, arms open at the sides for a few breaths. And just feel the effects of that first set of movements. Maybe a sense of a little energy rising up. Now let's take warrior one. Let's step the right foot back. So we're in this strong standing lunge. And let's just try out this bent leg. We'll see how it is to bend it and lengthen it. Right, to just bend it. Getting really stable on the feet, maybe spreading out the toes. So let's do holding the body as we lengthen the leg and then opening the arms as we bend it. Out breath and in breath. Exhale and in breath. A couple times at your own pace. And then just stay in the lunge, this strong warrior stance. It's definitely strength building, right? Energizing and grounding. We can bring our arms all the way up if it's all right. And we could even look up. And then we'll rest the arms and just step the back foot forward and just stand. Easing the lower back by letting it relax. Right? And just feeling any energy that's been cultivated, any difference, what's happening now. Good. Let's step the left leg back now. So we'll have the right knee forward and the left leg back in the same way. So we'll just start out by sensing into these sensations, just being with these sensations, right? Maybe a pressure or some heat, a sense of kind of stretching or squeezing. Good. And we'll go exhale and in breath. Making it your own by following the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Now try a couple more at your own pace. Exhale. And when you're ready to, hold in the standing lunge. Just stay. Maybe you want to bring your arms up in a bench shape or in a long reach. And when you're ready to, just step forward. And again, come to standing. Let the tailbone relax and just receive. Right? Receiving the energy that you helped to bring into the body by working with nature, right? Working with your own authentic breath. Okay. Now let's take tree pose next. So a balancing posture, we can use a chair or the wall to hold on to, but let's try taking the right foot and just perching it on the inside of the left leg. So we can put it low, or we could put it up higher, wherever the foot will kind of stick. And then I can grow tall through the crown of the head, like a tree, reaching toward the sun, and letting the arms be here for support. The branches and the leaves are like the expression, right, of the tree, the flowering, as are your arms and your face and shoulders and neck, those upward branches, right? So they sometimes blow in the wind. They can be really soft and supple, those upper branches, right? Moving and receiving the sun. Good. So come down really gently and slowly if you're able to. And again, just stand and receive the benefits of lifting that leg, of standing on one foot. Right? Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Let's take the other side now. So we'll put the left foot against the right leg. Just don't put it right on your knee, right? So we'll put it at the thigh or the calf or the ankle, out to the side, right? And we can let the arms explore a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little bravery in these balancing poses to even want to try, right? To bring the arms up. A little bit of willingness to be unbalanced. And sometimes we are, right? So it's good to notice, like, what's my reaction when I'm unbalanced? Can I be with that state kindly? Yeah, good. So stay as long as you like. And when you're ready to, come slowly down. And again, just stand and receive the goodness of this breath in the body, this energy from the earth and sky, from all around. Good. Now let's go side to side balancing. So we'll just lean one way and lift the other leg. Almost like you're going to do a cartwheel. Right? So just that starting out. Good. And then we'll come back to center. Let's go the other way. So this will be the in breath where we come back to prayer position in standing. And here's the out breath, exhaling, right? You can feel your belly draw in a little bit as the breath goes out. So we'll inhale like a mountain and exhale into this balance. Inhale, noticing sensation in the feet and in the fingertips, the ankles, neck, the face. Coming back, good, and standing. Good, now let's give some energy to the neck, right? So let's first just turn the head, right? So we'll go wide with our stance and we'll bring our arms out wide like a 5-pointed star. And now just with your chin toward your chest, go ahead and turn your face to the left. And just nod the head a little bit to feel the muscles up the back of the neck. And then back to center, turn the face to the right and give some gentle nods. Good, and back to center. Good, let's take the elbows bent into cactus pose for a moment. And let's bring the elbows and hands together. Good, take that again, just go in breath, arms at shoulder height, and out breath, elbows and hands together. Let's try this with our toes turned out and a bend in the knees. So we'll go inhale, opening, and exhale, closing with just the arms. So we're going to stay with the knees bent for just 2 more breaths. Tailbone extending gently toward the floor, toward the earth, and exhale, elbows together. Good, one more time, if possible. Right, so soft inhale and exhale. Good, now walk the feet closer together, but keep your elbows like that side by side. And try bringing your arms up a little bit and down a little bit. Keeping the elbows touching if you can, just up and down. Good, now loop the right arm under the left. And I don't know if you can see this, but we've got this little kind of twisted root kind of shape here. And again, we'll bring the elbows up and down. So it's kind of a hug to the upper body, a little squeeze. And we can try the other side too. left arm under the right. So that elbows are kind of resting on each other. And we can just do a little up and a little down. A little up. You can probably feel sensation through your upper back and shoulder blades. Good, now let's do some work for the neck. You can stay standing. I'm gonna kneel so you can just see my arms and neck better, and you could kneel too if you like, but we're gonna go like this. We'll inhale our arms straight up, and then with the exhale, we'll just take this right hand and touch the back of the neck. So we'll inhale the hands palms forward, soft through the fingers, soft through the face, and same hand, that right hand, just let it touch the back of the neck. Inhale, palms forward, palms up. Exhale, touch the back of the neck. Good. Now we'll try 3 times with the left arm. So we'll go inhale and exhale. And inhale up. Now, we could chant a little bit. So you could go like this. One more time. You'll find it lengthens the breath to make sound. Good. And now 3 times both arms. So we'll go exhale, touching the back of the neck or whatever you can reach. Good. And inhale here. So we can chant again on these last 2. And one more time. Good, and let the arms come to rest. Beautiful. Now, let's do a little swinging of the arms. So this is a little different. It's not so slow and with the breath. It's more just like a swing set, and we're just gonna breathe naturally, even a little bit strongly, sighing a bit. So we'll go like this. Just kind of letting some big exhales out like the exhaust from your car, which is actually kind of horrible to think about. But in this case, it's similar, letting go of toxins and tension and thinking with these breaths, right? Just a little playfully with the arms, like a child just swinging the arms in the wind. Beautiful. Just a couple more breaths. Maybe 30 more seconds or so. Good. And we'll just let the arms come to rest. Just letting them hang by the sides gently. And again, just now feeling the effects of arm swinging, a little bit different effect. Good. Now let's take a little side bending today. So we can take triangle pose with our feet a little wide. They could be very wide or less wide. It's up to you, whatever feels best. And let's just first just take our head to the right. So right ear toward the right shoulder. Aware of sensation, right, as we bring the head up. Take that again. Now, of course, sometimes sensations are pleasurable. Sometimes sensations are neutral. And sometimes they're downright unpleasant, right? And you probably get a bit of each in the practice. And that's why it's so important for us to cultivate this kindness. Let's go the other way, because some of what we're facing and experiencing is quite difficult. And we do want to prepare ourselves for more difficulty as it will come. So, this buoyancy of loving kindness that is our birthright, that can flow through us mightily, right? Hugely and fiercely, right? So, let's go to the side. So, that's really what we're practicing is loving kindness, compassion, joy for others, and a kind of calmness and equanimity and evenness of mind. And so that's our main purpose. That's what we make. That's what humans can make, right? We don't really make food. I mean, we cook, but we don't make it. The earth makes it, right? But loving kindness and compassion, that is what we humans can make, right? So let's bring our arms out wide. And we'll take a little side bend. Now let's turn the left toes outward. So they're gonna just point a little in the direction that we're gonna bend. And this time we'll maybe let the arm rest gently on the leg as we bend to the side, and the other arm can go straight up, or it could be somewhere else. So let's let the core of the body bring us up. Really engaging from the feet all the way up. We'll go to the side again. Triangle pose. Inhale, right? Sensing the sides of the body, right? As they squeeze and lengthen. So stay for a few breaths. See if you want to turn your face down on the out breath, up on the in breath, or just slightly turning the head. It doesn't have to be down and up. But we can keep the face or the head moving and helps us to stay with the breath. Good, and then we'll come slowly up. Yeah, and just pause in center. Good, let's try the other side. Arms wide, right toes pointing a little bit outward in the direction we're gonna bend. And then stable through the legs, right? Really stable. So this side bend, the spine can lengthen through the crown of the head to the right. Yeah, so we could perch the hands, one on the leg, or even just extending toward the floor, whatever feels most supportive for your side bend, right? Because you want to protect the back. You want to make sure the back is well supported, right? So when I'm bending to the side, I want to keep my belly a little drawn in and my back nice and long. And then we'll come up again. And maybe you want to hold for a few breaths, right, in the side bend. And we can turn the face downward as we exhale and upward as we inhale, or some other movement for the head and neck. And when you're ready, let the core of the body draw you up. Okay, bring the feet side by side again. Just feel the length of the spine and the effects of that last movement. Now let's make our way to the floor. We're going to lie on the back. So make your way down to your knees first, if you can, right? Or to seated, and just take a little pause. In fact, let's do a little breathing exercise here before we lie down. So we'll do the beginnings of alternate nostril breathing that really help to clear some energetic blockages in the head. So if you ever feel like your head's kind of tight, constricted, This is a really wonderful practice, and we're going to keep it simple. So we're just going to cover the right nostril. And if you can, we'll just breathe really gently through the left. So with your mouth closed, using whatever finger on your hand, on your right hand, just breathing gently, gently, like thread-like, smooth and quiet breaths through that left nostril. And when you're ready, we'll switch. So we'll cover the left nostril and breathe really gently through the right. Good. And then release and go ahead and lie all the way down on your back. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little. Yeah, so lying down on your back. We can bring the knees into the chest and create this little ball shape, just rounding the back after those standing postures that can help to just kind of soothe the back. Sensing the breathing. And now with the in-breath, let's let the feet come to the floor and the arms float overhead. And with the out-breath, we'll bring the knees back to the chest, hands back to the knees. In-breath. And out-breath. In-breath. And out-breath. In-breath. And out-breath. And this time, stay here. Pausing with your elbows near your sides. Let's give a little push through the hands. So this is inhale, pushing your knees forward so your arms are straight, but your feet are still off the floor, right? So you're pushing your knees away from your chest. And then with the exhale, drawing your knees back in. And you'll see what this does in the lower back, right? With the in-breath, the tailbone, the lower spine starts to lay out long. And with the out-breath, the tailbone curls upward, right? So let's go inhale. And out-breath, really accessing the muscles of the lower spine, right? That support the lower spine. Good, and knees coming in. Good, now let's take the right foot straight up with the in-breath. So with the in-breath, we'll let the right foot float toward the ceiling and the right arm float overhead. Exhale, hand to the knee, bending the knee again. Let's try that a few times. Inhale. Exhale. In-breath. Out-breath. Good. In breath. Out breath. Good. Let's try the other side. Left leg. Good. And in breath, extending. And out breath. In breath. And out breath. In breath. And out breath. Now let's try both legs extending long. In breath. Both arms overhead. Out breath. Good. In breath. And out breath. Good. Now let's try a different movement with the legs. Let's try right leg forward and right arm overhead a few inches off the floor. And out breath, coming back into the knee. Let's try that again. In breath. Coming back on the out breath. In breath, reaching and pausing. And out breath, holding and pausing. Let's try the other side now. So left side reaching. And exhale, coming back. You must go at your own pace though. So if this is slower than is good for you, move with your own breathing. Seeking though to lengthen the breath, if it's when you can lengthen the breath in a relaxed way, right? We'll do it. So seeing if there is a little more easy room for the in breath and easy room to extend the out breath without strain, right? Beautiful, good, good. And now just pause again. So I think it's a really good time for us to put our legs up the wall. So this takes a little wall space or a chair, but we're gonna run our legs straight up the wall. So it's an opportunity for a restorative pose. And like I said, if you have a chair and you wanna just rest your calves on a chair, that works quite well. And if you'd rather, if you have a wall here like I do, you don't need a lot of space, but you need to just get as close to the wall as you can so you can send your legs straight up, right? So on the chair or on the wall, on the couch, whatever works. And we're gonna just let the arms either rest at the sides or across the chest somehow. And let the whole body just receive this inverted stillness. Just comforting, offering generosity, loving kindness to your own mind and heart, to everything that's occurring. Loving kindness, right? A heart of peace that is able to hold all of it. Right? Extending loving kindness to ourselves is really the best thing we can do for others, because then we can extend that same loving kindness right through ourselves and out into the world. Right? So we're marinating in it, we're soaking in it, in this kindness, regardless of what we see, regardless of our thoughts. We're cultivating joy from within. Because we can. So with the legs up the wall, you could have them, you could try some different leg positions, soles of the feet together, or legs wide if you have some space. I sometimes like to do one leg bent, kind of like tree pose, crossed over the other. But just letting the body and mind and heart really receive this blessing of being taken care of, being nourished. We'll take another minute or 2 or 3 up here. So take your time to just really receive. Good, and we'll start to, in the next minute or so, we'll work our way down and back to the mat. And we're gonna lay on the belly when we return to the mat. So take your time. Coming up, pause for a moment in seated. And then come over, facing downward, with legs long and arms stretched out in front. And we're just going to bring our hands into prayer position and place the forehead down, taking our glasses off, of course, and resting with the neck nice and long up the back, breathing through the nose. And taking a few more breaths here. Good, and then sliding your hands in under your forehead, separating the feet, and inhale, lengthening the right leg and maybe floating it just a tiny bit off the floor so that you can draw straight back through the toes, through the knee, through the thigh, from the hip. This long right leg lengthening from hip to toes. We'll lower, and then we'll again lengthen Drawing that right leg way back as you feel that real squeeze through the thigh, the hip, the buttock, the whole right leg as you straighten it. And resting again. And we'll take one more lengthening of the right leg. You could stay on the floor and lengthen. It doesn't have to lift. We're just drawing back out of that right hip. Good. And roll your heels a little side to side, bringing awareness now to the left leg. And inhale, lengthening the left leg, and maybe it floats off the floor a little bit. Really drawing back. And releasing. Again, drawing back. And releasing. And one more time. Long left leg. Reaching back through the toes, through the knee. And releasing. Good. And again, a gentle roll of the heels side to side. Good. Let's lift the face off the hands. Pause for a moment, just turning the head, turning the neck, feeling into this little back bend, little cobra pose. So let's slide our hands into support right under the shoulders so the elbows can lift off the floor and they can just squeeze toward the sides, and that'll help the whole upper body to release tension and to align. So we'll exhale our forehead down and we'll relax the hips and the buttocks. And then inhaling, we'll feel the body kind of lengthen and squeeze as we lift the face. Exhale, coming down. And inhale, coming up. Exhale. And inhale. Now this time, let's bend the right knee. So as we come down, we'll lower the leg, lower the forehead. And with the in-breath, we'll bend the right knee and lift the face. Exhale, bringing awareness into sensation of the knee, right? Sensing into this right knee. Releasing, good. Now let's try a few times bending the left leg. So the elbows will stay closed, the face will stay relaxed. We'll bend the left knee. Exhale, releasing. And inhale, bending. Exhale, releasing. And inhale, bending. Good. On the next one, we're going to bend both knees. So let's take a little pause first. Let's release the leg. We'll turn our face to one side. We'll rest the arms for a few breaths too. Taking some deep breaths into the belly if you can, or the lower lungs. It feels like the belly, right? But the breath comes into the lungs. They extend quite low in the body. Let's bend both knees now. So we'll resume hands flat. We'll start with forehead down. And now the in-breath, lifting the face, bending both knees. And exhale, releasing. Good. Inhale, bending. Releasing. Good. Inhale, bending. Releasing. Good. So we're going to round the back now, and it'll be your choice whether you want to take child pose, that rounded shape where hips rest toward the heels, or whether it's better for you to keep your hips up and let your head rest down. So either way, just letting your back be in this kind of sloped and rounded shape without any real pulling or stretching, just letting the back relax. Beautiful. And then when you're ready to come around and lie down on your back, and we're going to take one more series of movements before we do our final relaxation. Maybe one or two, right? So oh yeah, I forgot what I was going to do here. Let's put the right foot flat and the arms wide. So this is going to allow us to open the hips nicely, and also to give the arms and chest a really wonderful release. So let's do this. We'll inhale the right knee out to the side with our arms open. And then with the exhale, we'll let the knee come up and we'll close the arms. So inhale, open. And exhale, close. You can feel right and left sides of the body coming together. Inhale. They sort of open away from each other, right? Ribs and chest. And then exhale, the ribs draw tight. Inhale, open. This time, stay here. Take your right ankle, place it on top of your left leg, and slide your right ankle down till it's resting on your left. And then inhale and float that right leg off the left, just extending it long, and lower it to the floor. Good. Let's put the left foot flat. Arms out wide, drawing a soft, easy in-breath. We'll open the left knee out to the side. Exhale, closing. Of course, at your own pace if you need to go more quickly. And inhale, open. It's just that fine line between not rushing and really making space for the breath to expand. Right? Soft in-breath. Now take this right ankle and float it to rest on top of your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Just letting that left knee rest to the side for a few breaths. Good, and then sliding left ankle down to rest on the right. Left leg extending long, just floating in the air. And then left leg resting on the floor. Now let's bend both knees. So we'll open and close both arms, both legs. So with the in-breath, we'll let the knees open. So we're in this Baddha Konasana, cobbler pose. And then exhale, the whole body closing like a book. And let's chant a little here. So we'll go inhale, open. open. Go at your own pace. And one more time. Good. Leave your feet flat. Let your knees just rest together and let your arms extend upward over your shoulders. We're just going to take a little reach. So as you inhale, push through your right foot and reach your right arm up toward the heavens. And then exhale, switch to the left. So keeping your head on the ground, you can let your right hip and your right shoulder lift a little as you reach with the right side, and similarly on the left. So you're kind of rolling a bit, kind of tossing side to side. Just keeping the head on the floor. And then try both arms reaching up, keeping your head on the floor, but letting your chin lift a little bit. So this is almost like a little version of fish pose, a slight back bend right from your hips to your head, just a slight one, right where your chin lifts up a little bit. So you can feel the back of the body squeezing upward toward the throat. Good. Now let your whole body come to rest, palms open. Yeah. Take any last movements, any last postures you want to take as we just prepare to do a little final relaxation. And you can do this lying down. You can do this in seated. I'm actually going to sit because it's quite cold in here and I feel cold lying down. So I'm going to sit, but you can be lying on your back, on your front, or seated. So let's take a long in-breath and an equal length out-breath as we let the body settle. And then just back to natural breathing, just your natural breath. Take that again, long in-breath, equal length out-breath, and resting breath. Good, and one more time. Long in-breath, equal length out-breath, and resting breath. Just taking your gentle awareness, that awareness that is pretty much effortless, and just letting your awareness touch into the crown of your head. Just sensing, just visiting crown of the head, back of the brain, eyes, tongue, roof of the mouth, jaw, rest of the face, forehead, ears. You might get a sense of, your sinuses, your breathing through the nose, sensation in the face and the head. Just with a real blessing, a real generosity of holding, of presence. Take your awareness now through the throat, right? The front of the throat, the back of the throat, the neck itself. as it runs up into the ears and the jaw, supporting the skull, just getting a sense. And now the shoulders, the chest, just letting awareness visit, letting the body be exactly as it is. Moving into the heart, the chest, the armpits, so graciously, right? So lovingly visiting this physical form, these emotions, this heart, this mind, right? Traveling through the ribs, the belly. Such an adventure, right? So many experiences inside. So much to meet and hold, right? In the hips and belly, in the lower back, in the pelvis, in the groin, the digestive system, right? Just feeling into deep into the belly, reproductive system, thighs, knees, calves and shins. Seeing what the mind is knowing, what it's being, what's being known, what sensation, maybe what emotional state, knees and feet, ankles. Yeah, what is this emotional state? Can you make direct contact with that aspect of your mind, heart? Just direct contact like you would with a friend who needs your presence. Right, brave and courageous enough to hold whatever is present with these deep, amazing breaths. This peace is a way of knowing everything, a way of being in contact with all of life, the difficult and the joyful, right? To hold it all might be what peace really is. So, in these last moments, as you've extended peace and love and a kind of healing energy toward your own body and mind, let's just extend some of this toward others, toward those who may be suffering, those who may feel alone, those who are grieving, that all beings may know peace, that all beings may know ease, that all beings may know love. Good. So I wish you such a joyous holiday season. This is our final practice for the year with HeartWell. And so I hope you can just keep nourishing yourself with these practices and stay in touch and hold everyone so beautifully and generously this season. Goodness knows we need it, right? So thank you so much for practicing this kind of love together. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.
Gracias.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Gracias. Muy linda la meditación. Thank you so much. It was beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. I hope I will see you in the
Thank
new.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, Pili. Hi, Juan
Hi.
José.
Bye, bye.
Hi, María.
Bye,
Dile
bye.
hola. Hola, Pili.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, papá?
Ya ha crecido mucho, ya está grande.